Hey, I want to give you tip number 3 of our top 25 tips for marketing and managing a plaintiff's personal injury law firm. And this tip is so crucial. It's managing and organizing the leads that come into your firm. Because if you don't have an intake software management, it's just going to be chaos. You need to have everything in one place where you're tracking statutes of limitations. And we use Lead Docket, which is a phenomenal software. And I'm going to show it to you right now. So this is Lead Docket. And essentially what it does is every lead that comes in, you just add the lead. There's an intake dashboard that gives you a list of all of the different leads that you have. And I'll show you a little bit of that. So the last month, you can go through every single lead. And there's a starring rating system here where you'd rate it on a star level of 1 to 5, 5 being your best type of case, 1 being no case at all. And so we rate every case, and you could go through each case and find out who referred the case, what type of case it is. But let me show you the true magic of this system, because it is 100% customizable. So you'll enter all the demographics, name, address, email address, the whole thing of your client, marketing information, where it came from, whether it's your website, a pay-per-click campaign, the name of the referring attorney. And here's the best. You always want to add, this is totally customizable, client theory of liability. That is something that we added. I want to know what is the main complaint that a new client has about the medical care or care that they received, the case type. This is beautiful. Once you add in the type of case, let's say it's a delayed diagnosis of stroke case, then what happens after that? Every question on liability and damages is customizable. So your intake specialist doesn't have to know what questions to ask, because by entering the practice category delayed stroke diagnosis, or let's move it to birth injury. If you had a birth injury, it would automatically populate the questions to be asked. How long was the labor and delivery? What was the baby's condition at birth? And all of these other, was the baby diagnosed with cerebral palsy? And then damages questions. Was there an imaging study of the brain? Every practice area that you have, let's say you've got 10 different types of practice areas, the liability and damages questions are customizable. And then when you add it, every single case we ask, how is the person doing now, physically, mentally? Is the person a smoker, diabetes, surgical history? And then we would rate the case from 1 being no case, 5 excellent case. And all of this information is added. And then here's another great thing about case status. When we add case status under review, that automatically triggers our customer relationship management software. So a series of 3 emails would go to the client that would welcome them to our firm, explain our process for evaluating their case, and also send them links to a series of videos on our YouTube channel that would explain how we evaluate a case, what they can expect, how long it takes, the whole thing. Your goal here is to give information to the client so that they're not constantly calling you all day long with questions about the status of a case. So one of the great things about this is you can get reports about all the different leads that you have, all the contacts, emails. Everything that you have here is totally customizable. All of this integrates with your case management software. So ours is now Smart Advocate. It used to be TrialWorks. And so the data that you enter into your lead intake software, Lead Docket, would automatically be entered into Smart Advocate. So you don't have to enter the data more than once. So that's very cool. And then you're able to track statutes of limitations, what statutes are coming up in the next month, 3 months, or 6 months. And you're able to basically automate the communication with new clients. Very cool. And keep track of everything. So what we do is once a week, we'll go through the new leads that come into our firm through Lead Docket. And we will have this handy so that we can go through lead by lead, what case we want to decline, what case we want to get records, and what cases we want to put as a 4 or 5 star and put extra attention to them. This is just a great way. So every single person who's calling your law firm should be entered into a lead intake software like LeadDocket. For my money, LeadDocket is the best in the marketplace. They're owned by Filevine, but there's a number of other lead intake softwares, including Captura. So highly recommend it. Smart Advocate actually has a lead intake software as part of their software, so you might actually get it for free. But we just prefer LeadDocket. It's just easier. We're used to it. You can share documents through it. So when you open a new lead, you can, for example, share whatever documents that you want with the client. So if they send you medical records, if they send you photographs or videos, you can upload it to LeadDocket, and then it becomes part of their file. If you reject a case, every case should have a formal letter rejecting the case with a CC to the referring attorney. That is uploaded into LeadDocket, and then you've got evidence that you've declined the case. I really believe having a dedicated software for lead intake management is essential for organizing a plaintiff's personal injury law firm. If you don't have, this is not expensive. They charge by the user, but it's really not that expensive. It's just a few $100s a month. And it's just a great way of capturing, organizing, and following up with new leads to your law firm. It is invaluable. You will be able to know month by month how many leads you got, how many valuable leads that are qualifying that you got, and what leads that you want to follow up with. So using a lead intake software, critically important. And that is tip number 3. If you like the videos that we're sharing about managing and marketing a plaintiff's personal injury law firm, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'd love it if you comment. I'd love that. I will respond to your comment. And please share the video if you find it useful. Thanks. Take care.